And welcome to another week of Does This Podcast Suck? This is episode 35. I am Webhead, and as always, we have MT.
Heidi-ho, neighborino.
And today he's doing Ned Flanders. Thank you.
Oakley.
And Kyle.
I just like to interject, I wouldn't really call it another week. It's like another other week.
It's another we felt like doing it.
Oh, it's another Webhead wasn't busy, so he could actually do it this week.
Oh, excuse me.
You and your damn
busy
life.
Playing video games.
Having
too busy
friends.
To talk about video games.
Who has friends?
I will say, Smash Bros. Is pretty fun. And, I don't know, I haven't tried the online yet, though. I'm kind of curious. I should play with you guys. Online.
It's probably terrible.
It's got to be better than the Wii, though. I mean, that was truly awful. Like, I tried that a couple times, and I was like, oh my fucking god. Do not want. But, you know, that's fine. We'll give it a shot someday. And then, they have Mewtwo incoming to see how that goes.
Goody.
I miss Mewtwo. He was fun. He's Mewtwo. Really have to say, I don't even... It's coming soon. According to whatever, Sakurai. Pretty much done. I wonder how much it's going to cost.
$49.95.
Nintendo's done pretty good with their DLC stuff, so...
Yeah. Nintendo,
If it's more than $5, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, if it... Oh God, $5 for one character, it seems like a bit much anyway.
Well,
yeah, well...
It'll probably be like $5, but then come with like a bunch of other shit too, just because they seem to do that. Like all their Hyrule Warriors DLC was like, here's this thing, and then all this other stuff, and here's a free update that gives you
some
more
shit.
Stuff.
This is all the shit we were doing for the last 6 months. Have it. Oh, thanks. So, yeah. In other DLC news, the Titanfall DLC is free now.
Hooray.
As far as I can tell, it's still free, and I think it might just be free forever. I'm not really sure. This is the content is free. The content is free starting now and will remain free for all users who purchase Titanfall for Xbox One, 360, and the PC.
Surprised Microsoft's letting them do that.
Yeah, no shit. Probably because literally no one is buying it anymore. So they're pretty much like, all right, if you waited this long, go ahead and play with the rest of the community so the game doesn't die.
Yeah, that especially, because like, it would have cut off fucking like everybody from each other.
That's what happens when you do shit like that. You fucking pay for maps, and then half the people aren't going to buy them. And now you've split your community into several splinters. I always thought that was like super fucking stupid, but I mean, they got to sell some kind of DLC, so it's dumb. But I don't know what else they would do. But I'm firmly in the camp of I pretty much never buy these, and I bought it for this game, and I sorely fucking regretted it.
Yeah, even getting it discounted, it was like, why did I do that? I still haven't tried the last set of them at all.
It was on sale so much that I was like, ooh,
yeah,
I don't even need this, but I need it.
We played this game.
And then Destiny came out, and I was like, fuck that. So, still, that's cool. Free DLC. Everybody likes that. And other interesting DLC news. Lord. They're going to have Jason and Predator in the new Mortal Kombat game.
Along with two other characters no one cares about.
Oh, were there more?
Yeah. Some chick named Tanya. I think she was in Mortal Kombat 4, which no one liked.
Yeah.
And
no one said that.
Some guy, I think he's called Tremor. He's like another ninja, but he does earthquake shit.
Oh, I see.
So meh. But Predator, yay!
Yeah, the Jason one, it looks kind of bad. Predator looks pretty cool. I just, I hate that they're announcing this, like, 6 months before the game launches? Or 3 months? I don't know. It's just kind of...
They had Freddy in 9, so Jason's not really a big shock, but...
Well, no, it's continuing a theme. It feels kind of... I don't know, it's just a little cheesy to... And you can buy this DLC!
Seems like it would fit better than fucking Yoda and Darth Vader in Soul Calibur.
Well, at least you didn't have to fucking pay for them.
Hey, those characters were awesome, alright? You can go to hell.
I didn't say they weren't awesome, just
There's no reason I bought that version of Soul Calibur.
Oh, it worked.
I can play as Yoda? Fuck yes, I'm in.
You're the reason things are this way, MT.
Yeah, because one person makes a difference.
They did. They're like, look at this asshole. He bought it. Good enough. But yeah, I don't know. It's still just, it's a bit much. I don't know. Game comes out next month. I'll at least give them the benefit of the doubt if the thing's not available at launch, but it seems like it might be, so I don't know.
Yeah, when they start revealing this shit before the game comes out, it gets a little iffy.
Yeah. It's kind of tacky, honestly.
I think it's just part of the process now.
It shouldn't be, because it's incredibly tacky. Release your fucking game and then talk about DLC.
Well, no, but I mean, you know, if the competition's doing it, like, why wouldn't you do it?
So that you can't be, so you can not be tacky assholes? I don't know.
Like, one of those spots where kind of got to give credit to Nintendo. They, like, don't really mess with that shit until after the game's been out for a little while.
Well, they pretty much just never do DLC.
They're still living in 2001.
Yeah. They don't even know about the internet.
There's
okay?
DLC for a lot of their shit now.
Yeah,
like Mario Kart has it, fucking Hyrule Warriors, Smash Brothers is getting stuff. They're not like 2 months before the game comes out. Look at all this DLC we're gonna give you.
What are you buying?
What you buy?
You buying a DLC?
Wait for their next console.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
They'll finally catch up 10 years after.
They'll sell the DLC before the game comes out.
They're like 2 generations behind.
I think they'll start doing what everyone else is doing, like where Mortal Kombat has 14 special editions.
God, let's hope not.
In true form. Yeah, there's like, I think 3 different ones.
Well, they're already pulling the special edition bullshit with their amiibos.
Yeah.
Jesus.
With their golden Mario only at Walmart.
Oh, God. That's just kind of obnoxious. Let's see.
Where we live in.
Just buy an extra regular Mario one and buy a can of gold spray paint.
Well, people are making their own, technically. They're just like repainting. Like, some people made like a Fierce Deity Link out of the regular Link amiibo. Kind of cool.
Oh, and apparently, okay, so Mortal Kombat X has 4 versions. There's a collector's edition with a K. Huh. How edgy.
Of course.
Let's see what they did.
Too edgy, 3 me.
Scorpion figurine and an in-game skin. It's the same shit every game has. And then Amazon has an edition that's the same thing. Amazon in Europe specific, that is. Amazon and Europe, I think. I don't fucking know. And it's got a comic book with it. Like, a Mortal Kombat comic book?
Yeah, it's kind of a prequel.
Yeah. It's actually $30. Comes with a comic book and a steel pack and steel card. They're extra $30. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't even know what that is. And then you can buy the premium edition for $90 so you can get the DLC and pay up front right now. $90, but I want to pay more than that, you're probably not saying. Well, in that case, you can buy it from GameStop that comes with the combat pack as well as a Cold War skin for Scorpion.
And if you pre-order, you can play as Goro.
Yeah. That's bullshit, I might add. That is absolute bullshit. I'm not happy about that. Like, that's kind of a fucking big deal. You have to pre-order the game to play as the character that everyone wants to fucking play as. Like, who doesn't want to play as Goro? It's fucking Mortal Kombat.
I don't want to play as Goro that badly.
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy the game anyway, I guess it's nice. But if you weren't, like, come on. If I go buy it again in 6 months, I'm going to fucking have to go buy Goro DLC? Fuck you guys. I don't know, that's icky. I would be okay, I think, if it was a code that came in it when you buy it new. I think I'd be okay with that. I know that they're, getting all out bent out of shape about used games, but making it a pre-order bonus, that's shitty.
A lot of times that's what the pre-order bonus ends up being, though. It's just already packaged in, like, the first print run of the game.
That's true. Well, and then they run out of that print run eventually.
Yeah, but depending on how good the game is anyways. Some of that stuff you can still find it for like months later.
Yeah, I know the infamous one they were still selling quite a while. And that was a game people liked, so I guess they just printed a lot of that motherfucker. That's all I can tell from that.
They generally anticipate it's going to sell better than it actually does in a lot of cases like that, so plenty to go around.
They're like, we have like 1 billion PS4s, print 1 billion copies.
You'll be able to find like the day one edition of Final Fantasy Type 0 for a long time to come.
For like a year.
Get the Final Fantasy 15 demo in it.
Oh boy.
I'll wait for the better camera patch.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk about that later.
Oh, good times, huh? So another interesting thing. Apparently, they're doing, and it boggles the mind. They're doing just God of War 3 for the PS4. Yeah, if we had a soundboard, we'd put a sound of crickets right there. So
I can do that.
But will he?
Yeah, no.
I might. You never know.
Maybe.
Possibly. Yes.
The better question is, would you even know if he did? You could like edit out like in every episode. You just like wouldn't know.
Yeah. Wait, why am I not in here?
I've secretly been raising the pitch of your voice ever so slightly since the first episode.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I might have to start doing that now.
No, don't do that. So, yeah, they're doing a remaster of God of War 3. And only the God of War 3. Which I don't really get. I mean, I guess that they're probably being greedy cunts when they don't want to port the other ones over. But, I mean, come on, you could have done a Master Chief Collection style thing and just put all 3 games on there. No one gives a fuck about the expansions, right? Yeah.
But then they can't sell each one individually for more money.
Well, I'm not going to do that, so they can blow me. But yeah, I would have loved to see a God of War collection. I don't even care about the other ones, because none of them take place after God of War 3, so
The only thing I can think of is, since the first 2 would have been on PS2, they probably would look like utter garbage.
Oh,
even if they upscaled them.
Redo it then. They fucking did it with Halo.
Would be fine, but
that's what I mean. Do what they did with Halo with God of War. Come on. It was a good selling game. That was a pretty strong, pretty heavy hitter for the PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, 3 was the top seller, so
yeah.
Like the only explanation I can think of is they really don't want to do that. Like they don't want to do like the collection thing. But if they're doing another game, it's probably going to continue off of 3. So you might as well, put out the most recent one so people can see what's going on if they haven't played it. Yeah, it would be better if they did all 3. But
I mean, I have a PS3 that plays PS2 games, so I can just do that. But I'd rather not.
I bought all the original collection ones and played through them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this would have been a lot better announcement if they just decided to do the whole, all 3 games. And they don't have to do the PSP ones and the prequels and fuck all that shit. I don't even know why they made those.
Most of those weren't very good anyways.
I mean, I'm sure they were fine.
Chains of Olympus was good. Ghost of Sparta was not. From what I remember, and from what I saw, like Ascension did even worse than Ghost of Sparta. It did worse than a PSP game, so I'm guessing that one wasn't very good either.
Well, I just heard it was just like meh.
Yeah.
I've only played a few levels of the first one, so I have no opinion either way.
Like, there's only so many things they can do with like prequel material for that too before it's like.
What's crazy is God of War Ascension has 4.5 stars on Amazon right now, but like no one bought it. It's just. No one bought it. It's just, it's a prequel. How much are you going to fucking mine from prequels? Like, I don't give a fuck about what happened before. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, they did a quick FMV. All right, that's fine. At the beginning of the game. All right, he fucking had his family, they died or whatever. Whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, and that's usually, like, the prequels are mostly just retreading that. Like, oh no, my family's dead. Oh no, I have to listen to this asshole. I'm going to do, whatever.
And then what are you going to do? All the cool shit happens in the other games where you fucking kill everything. You can't even do that in the other games.
Well,
so what are you going to do?
They have it a little bit, but it's like, they had to pick like the third rung obscure Greek gods to work with.
We're going to kill fucking Mephistocles or something. Like, what the fuck?
I think the one of the PSP ones, it might have been the first one, was like Morpheus. He like puts
Come
everybody
on,
to
you're
sleep
gonna
or
kill
something.
Dionysus.
Yeah.
No more parties. Sexy parties are over. So there's only so much you can do. So that's why I would just. And then I think at the same time that recently they did announce that they are in fact working on a sequel
new
finally.
one, yeah.
Which I'm excited for that. I fucking love those games. The three, I don't give a fuck. Again, I don't give a fuck about any of the other ones, but the first three are fucking magic. You know what? I ended up skipping them for the longest time because I'd always heard that Devil May Cry was better.
Nah.
They're similar. Devil May Cry,
honestly,
in some respects, does have slightly better gameplay.
It's more.
But God of War is more interesting.
Like the Devil May Cry stuff, it's more like, I guess, I don't even know what the right word to use is, but it's
faster paced.
Well,
better.
That and no, like it's more like specific as far as, you know, they grade you on every little fucking thing you do and how you do it. Like, God of War is more arcadey, fun, just fucking kill shit. Like, I don't want to be fucking, like, blowing shit up and, like, ripping things' heads off and, like, see the fucking thing in the corner. Oh, you got a C. Like, fuck you.
Well, then you care about the wrong things.
I care more about having fun than being graded.
I have fun with the Devil May Cry combat. I don't know why it's not fun to you. Like, I don't give a fuck about the grade. Like, who cares?
It's just obnoxious.
Yeah,
that was I don't want to get into this whole thing, but that was like my main not problem, but why I didn't like Metal Gear Rising all that much at first. The combat just wasn't that fun to me. Like, the stuff you were doing, like in the cutscenes and whatnot, was awesome, but I don't know, just playing it was not that fun.
Yeah, it was a little bland feeling.
So
I always had more fun with the God of War combat, personally.
I liked them both for different reasons. I liked how quick and just like, I don't know, it felt like Devil May Cry just had a flow to it that God of War didn't quite have.
Did you ever play
when you really got into it, you could really kick ass with Dante. And
did you ever play the remake, Kyle?
No.
Pretty fucking good. I recommend it.
I own it. Still haven't played it.
I mean, Shax will yell at me until he's blue in the face about how it's horrible, but, you know, considering I've actually, you know, played the fucking thing, like, I think my opinion's a little better.
Dante is pretty cringe-inducing as a character to begin with.
He always has been.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's always been really like...
Oh yeah, just think about like the opening
like B-movie fucking...
of the original game. He's surfing around on a demon while eating pizza.
But no, that was Devil May Cry 3. But that was fucking awesome. It was so fucking cheesy that it was just amazing. It was so terrible and awesome. It was that level of terrible that just looped around to fucking awesome. Like, it was just so stupid that there's no way you could take that seriously. It was fun and awesome.
It's like a really bad movie. Like,
yeah,
it might be shitty, but you're still having fun watching
he's like Leon, basically. B-grade fucking awful. But, I don't know, there's just something charming about him. The new guy just seems kind of too angsty fucking teenage punk rock kid for me, but I didn't play the game enough, so I can't really say.
There's some amusing stuff in it. I've seen a couple scenes from it, like when he's fighting this giant whatever demon chick thing, and he's like just like yelling "fuck you" back and forth.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
On?
Out of context, yeah, that's really lame, and even in context, it's still a little lame, but it makes more sense. Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, you can see a clip of it. It's like, what is going on in this game? That might actually be.
To be fair, she was being more of a bitch to him than he was to her. He just kind of was reflecting it back. But anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, DMC is a good game to try if you like the other ones.
On a related note, I'd heard they're rebooting or debooting. I don't even know what you call it. They're going back to old white hair again.
No.
Yeah, because the same company's not making this one or the new one.
Well, they farmed it out to one of their like sub developers for the last one, right?
Ninja Theory.
Yeah,
the people that did Heavenly Sword and Enslaved.
So, it seemed like the gameplay in the new one at least was good, but if you just mix that with maybe a less metrosexual Dante, or I don't really even know. I just the new guy's just fucking annoying. Every time I see him, maybe if you play the game, he's just less annoying. Maybe they just chose poor representations of him in trailers and stuff, but he just
Well, what it is his character kind of grows through the game. Like, he gets more, not human, but, he kind of is forced to grow up kind of at the game. Even though he still doesn't completely, because obviously he turns into Devil May Cry 1 Dante, who's still surfing around on demons and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about the combat in that one.
The combat was definitely the high point in that game.
And then they kind of trolled people about how, like, I don't know, they're just kind of dicks when they were designing the new one, and they're like, yeah, deal with it.
Yeah,
and the stupid part where they did the thing with the mop on his head.
I don't agree with that at all.
No. And I was just like, really? Like, okay, you're going to redesign them, that's one thing, but if you're going to fucking troll us while you're doing it, come on. What the fuck is that for? Who finds that funny except you?
That's probably where they garnered more hate than anything.
Yeah.
Was by doing that.
That part in particular, I was like, I was a little on the fence, but I saw that and I was like, okay, you can go fuck yourself then. That's just super douche. Come on. Ugh.
I don't know. Related note, they just re-released that on the newer consoles.
Yep, it's all the DLC on it. Well, not all the DLC. I think that really only had Bloody Palace and then the Virgil DLC.
I also heard that Devil May Cry 4 is being re-released.
Yep.
I liked that game.
Half
you
that
like
game was good.
Hey, you know what? The half that was good was Nero.
No.
Nero was retarded.
Well, not the fucking cutscenes, but his gameplay was fun.
Yeah, his gameplay was fine, but...
if we're talking about the story, let's be honest. All of the story in all of the games is terrible. Face-palmingly terrible. You've played them all. They're bad. They're just bad.
2 was really bad.
Okay, 2 might be...
3 was actually decent.
3 was fantastic.
But it was the same kind of bad that 1 and 4 are. It was just a little... It was charming.
Shit, but...
3 was charming, but bad. Dante made it fun with his cheesy, corny, fucking stupid ass, but it's still the worst fucking writing ever, and I'm not even the person that looks at writing in video games and thumbs my nose at it. It's bad.
Gameplay-wise, I'd say 3 is the best, followed by the remake, and then 4. No, 1, then 4, then 2.
Yeah.
4, Nero's gameplay in 4, I thought was a huge step up. It made it flow a lot better. You could grab things at the arm and throw shit around, and it just made it flowed in a nice way.
Yeah,
that even if you sucked, you could just grab people and bring them up to you, or throw yourself at them, and
from
it made
what
it more
I've
fun.
seen of it, you might actually like DMC then, because I think it had something in it where you could like close in on enemies really quickly.
He seems to have a chain or something.
You can either pull yourself to them or them to you.
See, I like that. I thought that was a really good mechanic.
You would like knock them up into the air, pull them back down, hit them, do a combo, and then knock them back up into the air again. Then pull yourself to them in the air, hit them up higher.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I thought that was a good thing they did with Nero, and it actually kind of sucked to go back to Dante. You like Dante because he's Dante, and the story immediately was better because, oh my fucking god. If you've played the game, Jesus, it's worse than like the CW. It's like JCW. Jesus fuck. CW with fucking bugger.
The thing I hated the most about that game too is the fact that they made Nero look so much like Dante, and then for no reason apparently. It's like, hey,
there was a reason. You don't remember that?
Oh,
controversy? Well, he was going to be a main character, and as history repeated itself later, everyone lost their shit.
I
so
mean,
they redesigned him.
That's not a real reason though. That's a bullshit real life reason. I mean, within the story itself, there's no fucking reason for him to look almost identical to Dante, other than being fucking lazy.
Well, again, the real life thing is they did that because everyone lost their fucking minds, and I did. I remember playing that, and I was like, Jesus, he literally looks like a copy, like maybe a younger copy.
Yeah.
A younger, more dramatic, annoying copy. Yeah, but, whatever. I think it's just because people are mad they're going to play the game with someone other than Dante. They're like, what the fuck? So.
That happens a lot, though. I mean, look at Metal Gear Solid 2. Well,
yeah. That was quite a departure, too. They did not react well to that.
Well, that was slightly different in that they were trying to make it look like Solid Snake was the only character you played the whole time. Like, they were showing stuff like that never happened to him, happening to him.
Yeah, and then the demo for it was all just the Snake part, so you never found out until the game actually came out. And he's like, but then, Kojima is the biggest troll ever, so...
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, like one of the options when you start MGS3 is like you can choose like I like MGS1, I like MGS2, and then I think if you pick 2, like you start with the Raiden mask on. So like when Snake's head first pops up, it looks like Raiden, and people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did that once. That was pretty funny. And then you can use the mask to like seduce Volgin.
Because there actually is a character called, I forget his full name, but it's like Raidenovich or something, Raidensky or some Russian version of Raiden, but it looks exactly like him.
Oh, God. So anyway, and other amusing things. The Bloodborne's New Game Plus mode is too hard for the fucking developers to beat.
I hear that game as a whole is harder than Dark Souls.
Which is a bit...
So Chax will love it.
Yeah, I don't know that I will. Harder than Dark Souls.
I still haven't played any of those games because I like having fun when I play games. And everything I've heard about those does not sound fun.
I've played
a little fun that when you do it, you're happy.
Yeah, like I've played a little bit of 2, and I can it's not my type of game either, but like I can see what people like about it. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I remember reading about it when it was coming out, the first game, Demon Souls. I was like, oh, that might be interesting, and I ended up buying it, and then I was like, oh, hey, this game is horrifying, because everything can kill me in, like, one hit. And, Chax came over to play, and he's like telling me, like, oh, around the corner, watch out, and then, oh, roll here, stab that. I'm like, oh my god, I have to know this? Oh my god! So that was, pretty fucking scary, basically, all of the time. So I guess we'll see what happens there, but, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be all over that game.
I'm interested in trying it, but I don't want to pay $60 for it.
Yeah.
The best thing, like when I was at Best Buy this weekend, and we were like, my fiance and I were looking at games, and she plays a lot of games, but she's not big onto like hardcore crazy shit like that. But she had never heard of the series at all, like any of the earlier games, and she's like, "Oh, I saw this thing, Bloodborne. It looked interesting." I just started laughing. It's like exactly the kind of game she would like hate. I'm pretty sure. She's like, "What?"
That's funny.
I explained it to her. She's like, "Oh, okay."
So, let's see, what else? Oh, hey, in the ongoing Last Guardian saga, Sony has refiled for the trademark.
Like the 4th time or something.
I think it's the 3rd. I could be wrong. Yes, it's the 3rd trademark application.
Hooray.
I mean, at this point, like, are they even working on it at all?
I don't know. Like, that studio is still there, so they've got to be doing something.
Fuck, man. I don't even understand. Like, they've been getting paid for, like, 10 years, it seems like, to not make anything.
They remastered their 2 games.
I mean, maybe that took up a significant portion of time.
Well, it was one of those things where I figured maybe it was getting close because they did that, and then they had, like, trailers and stuff on the disc, like, for Last Guardian. It's like, oh, it must be getting there. Nope. Still nothing. Went and pulled a Final Fantasy 15, and now it's, like, skipped a generation. It was going to be on the PS3 originally.
Yeah. So, that's,
with that one, though, it's been long enough that I'm not sure I care anymore. Really.
Well, I mean, it might be good.
Yeah, but I don't care.
No one cares. Yeah. Okay, and then some other interesting Sony news. I saw this incredulous article about how it's barely even worth talking about this, but basically some guy's PS4 got hacked. And I'm reading about this, and I'm like, wow, they won't offer him anything. It's got like $600 of stuff was taken. Someone else's PlayStation was made the primary console, and he can't set his back. And then you look at this, and he literally, as far as I can tell, he's only talked to one person at Sony. And it's one of the frontline people. And I just... everyone knows the people that work in first level A.
Okay, so his account was taken, and like it got set, like a different console got set as the primary, and he can't get it. Can't he just do what I had to do and deactivate all of them so that it'll deactivate it? And
it says he can't set a new one for 6 months.
Oh,
a new primary console.
Okay, yeah, that's if you deactivate all of them, it does that. Okay, so I get it now.
Yeah,
that's a stupid thing, but
yep.
So the only way, just to let everybody in on what that means, in order to deactivate your PS4 from being like, because you have to do it, activate it as a primary to like for everything to work properly. Then to deactivate it, you have to actually, for the PS4 at least, you have to do it on the console itself that it's the primary on. Otherwise, on their website, you can deactivate every fucking console you own all at once, but you can only do that once every 6 months. This is fucking retarded, but obviously it works in the favor of a hacker at this point, more than anything else.
But what I marveled at is I'm reading this article, I'm looking at this stuff, and literally the only thing that I see from him, he didn't even call them. He had an IM chat with someone at Sony. And that's all the guy's done. And he immediately ran to the internet to complain. Now, I'm going to be honest. Whoever he talked to is an asshole, right? Fuck that guy. But, like, who the fuck has a problem like this and just goes, oh, that's all you can do? No, you don't fucking do that. You go get me your supervisor, you jackass. Like, what the fuck? Someone stole $600 of shit on my account. You're going to fix it. What the fuck? There'd be a lot of the use of the word fuck. Maybe not so much because they'll probably hang up on you if you say fuck too many times. But the point is, what kind of fucking doormat does that? Oh my god, I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but go back and fucking demand something. The article's like, we've reached out to Sony for comment. How about you reach out to this dumbass and tell him to go ask for a fucking supervisor? Like, how old are you, 14? Did you run to the internet the first sign of trouble? Like, dude, go deal with the fucking problem. I read this article, and Sony is douchey all the time. Like, come on. Everyone knows that. But give me a fucking break. Go fucking fix the problem yourself. There's no way they would let that stand. As douchey as they are. Microsoft wouldn't let that stand. Nintendo might because they're fucking inept. Even they wouldn't, though, right? Nintendo would just do some crazy shit, and you might have to send them your fucking Wii, but they'd fix it, right?
I was going to say, the way their digital stuff is set up, could you even steal it?
You probably couldn't.
Isn't it like stuck on the console that it's on?
You're safe because no one knows how to use it in the first place. It just like boggles my mind, though. This is such like horrible reporting as I'm reading this. This is on, and it's not like some weird like Vice.com or some shit ass website, right? It's fucking GameSpot. Report on this like. Was it a fucking slow news day?
Yep.
Why are we even talking about this? I'm talking about it because I'm blown out of my fucking mind that this is reported on a major gaming website. And they didn't even have the fucking the presence of mind to ask the fucking idiot, did you talk to anyone else? Like, that's their policy. Because the people on front lines can't do shit. You think that some dude they're paying $10 an hour is going to have the power to refund you $600? Are you fucking high? No. They're going to go, no, he said I can only do $150. Yeah, because he's on first level. Come on. Ask for a supervisor. They'll do anything. I was just like, then you could maybe forgive the person from being an idiot, but like, the people writing the article, like, come on. Please. And then, there's a bunch of updates, which is funny on the article. Because I'm pretty sure a bunch of people said, go fucking talk to someone higher at Sony. he's like, yeah, I've been reached out to by a customer support rep at Sony and blah, blah, blah. I got an escalation analyst. I'm like, yeah, you could have fucking asked for that to begin with.
In the first place.
That's update 5.
Holy crap.
Update 5.
Well, this
What?
is like they're really into keeping track of this shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Must be a riveting week for news.
Jesus. Oh,
In other news, there is no other news.
Yeah. So, as I pretty much predicted, this guy's just an idiot. I just can't believe there's an actual news article about this. It's mind-boggling. Like, I'm sure some of the first Reddit comments would be, did you ask for a supervisor?
Yeah. Did you actually call them?
Yep, pretty high up here. Having worked the phones, I see a phrase I recognize as a cop-out. The transcript has the rep saying, you'll get the same answer from a supervisor. He says, I work for Satan himself, Comcast, and he'd spew that line occasionally. Hell, I'd have recommended escalating to a supervisor in order to avoid a pointless escalation. Just like this guy, jeez. What a doormat. This is what happens when you live life as a doormat. Remember that. Sony are dicks for doing that, and the customer service rep is a total asshole. But seriously, come on. Pull your head out of your ass. So, I thought that was just so, like, I can't believe this is on fucking GameSpot. Like, come on. Come on. If somebody reached out to me to write an article, I'd be like, did you talk to a supervisor yet, idiot? But I guess that's just me, because I'm not an idiot.
You work in that line of business?
I do. The line of business of not being a fucking idiot.
That's not what I meant, you know it.
Anyway, in other news, in other actual news, this is interesting to me. Civilization 3, which, how old is this game?
Pretty old.
I think they're up to Civ 5 now. Yeah.
And 5 is like at
Civilization
least a
3
couple years old now.
from
I think.
October of 2001.
Holy shit.
14 years later, got an update to what essentially seems to be Steamworks integration. The multiplayer component of Civ 3 has been replaced by Steam, which is like, holy fuck.
I think the bigger news to me is that GameSpy is still a thing.
Yeah, well, it kind of isn't. That's why they had to do that.
But, like, at all. Like, I thought it stopped being in use like 3 years ago.
I did too. Maybe people were doing other stuff. I don't know. But
Like, the last time
cool.
I remember using it was fucking Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
I think it was Counter-Strike.
I remember using it in Battlefield 2. Ugh.
Might have been one of the Star Wars games, too. Anyway.
Could have been. But yeah, that's really cool news.
Yeah.
I was genuinely impressed to see that.
Took them long
I
enough.
used to play a lot of Civ 4 back in the day, so, you know.
That's the kind of game, like, I don't think I could ever play, but I like hearing stories about what people have done in them.
Yeah, because they're just ridiculous.
Well,
It
there's
was
this
fun if you played with people and you had a certain way of going about it, you know?
Yeah, there's one podcast I used to listen to a few years ago where I was playing Civ 4 and he was talking about how, like, he would change, like, major religions of certain countries or whatnot and just watching them go to war over it and shit. And it's pretty funny.
We like to just, like, I would play with a few friends and we would just build up. We would let all the people in the game build up as much as they could, you know, get all the way to, like, the modern age, get nukes and shit. And then we'd try to do stuff. And we had one game where we tried to win with culture, where you just took over the world by being awesome, basically.
See, that's the way I would like to play stuff like StarCraft, because I'm always the first to die in that game no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Well, like when we used to play StarCraft on the center, we used to have like a no rush for 15 minutes thing that we would do.
Yeah.
You know, and we'd let everyone, you know, build all the way up and just have massive, obnoxious battles.
Well, to me, that's more fun. Yeah.
No rush is a way better way to play that game because there's always someone, you know, they're better than you, but at least if you get to have fun and like build all this cool shit, losing isn't so bad.
at least if you can build up before the combat begins, you have a fighting chance. Maybe not.
Plus,
you might still not win, but you have a better chance than getting fucking eliminated 5 minutes in.
When you have no rush, you get the bulk of the game, which is building up. You get to do that.
Yeah.
And because if you suck, they're going to take out the guy that sucks like 2 minutes in, and then they're going to battle each other.
That would be me.
Yeah, so fuck that. At
I'm
least
kinda
if you all
interested.
build up, it's everyone just kind of dies little by little, and it doesn't take that long.
To say I'm kind of interested in playing StarCraft with you guys now that I actually have it, because I'm really bad. I kind of wonder if MT is
Well,
better
the three
than
of
me.
us are terrible.
Yes,
So
we're all
I'll give you
terrible.
that. I'm probably the best, and that's not saying much.
No, it's not.
So yeah, it's definitely more fun with no rush in pretty much every strat game. I don't care enough to be good enough to survive people rushing me. I don't want to deal with that. I just don't. It's not fun. It's annoying.
That's kind of why I don't play Smash Brothers with you guys all that often. You're all way better than I am.
Because you suck.
Exactly.
Gotta practice.
Well, if this had been
StarCraft,
back in the Melee heydays, I might have been doing okay, but now not so much.
Yeah. I know we talked a little bit about the fact that the beta would be coming soon for the last bit of StarCraft 2. It's actually going to be the 31st that it starts.
Of this month?
Yep.
Wow.
Really? Sweet.
It'll probably be like a closed beta at first, because I know they said like the first invites would go out to like esports personalities and media
People that play that constantly. Yeah.
People that can actually give them feedback.
But one thing that sounded cool, there's actually going to be a new game mode called like Archon mode or something like that, where 2 people on a team control one army, basically.
That's funny. I could just have Jax play for me.
It seems like it could be interesting, though. It's like you could have one. Like I don't know how exactly it's set up, but I would think you could have like one person sitting there building shit up, and the other one actually use them. That would be kind of fun.
That would be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
They're supposed to be, they're adding new units and stuff and bringing back old ones or whatever for various things. I know they're adding a new Protoss one. I forget what it's called, but it can split into 2 separate things that like get controlled simultaneously or something like that. I forget what the specifics were. But might be cool.
Might be cool. Alright, so in other interesting news, Nintendo got some cool news this week. Well, I guess cool. I gotta say, I don't really give a fuck. They're doing mobile games with some company. MT probably knows more about this than I do.
Nope.
No. Alrighty. That's our Nintendo expert.
I never claimed to be an expert.
They're getting together with some company called DNA, and making mobile games with them. They did say, and this is good, they're not just going to port other games to mobile. They're not just going to take already existing games. They're actually going to make new games for mobile with their intellectual property. So that'll be kind of neat. I'm interested to see that. I can't say I give that much of a fuck, but if it gives them more money, that's always good, right? We want Nintendo to have money so that they can continue to make games.
Yeah, they're not doing so hot anymore. I'm sure they still have a ton of money, but
It seems like they're doing better now than they were a year ago.
Well, they finally released some fucking games.
Yeah. Definitely helps.
Just it felt like a drought after the Wii U came out. I was like, why the fuck did this thing even come out? Like, you don't have any games for it, goddammit. Sadly, though, I mean, they're already being eclipsed by the Xbone in console sales, so that kind of sucks. PS4 literally has more than double the number, and Microsoft's got like a 2 million lead on them. They came out a year before. That kind of sucks. But
that's because third parties don't want to make games for a console that doesn't in very many homes.
So weak by comparison. They just don't want to deal with it. And plus, they kind of seem to just hate Sony. Or to hate Nintendo. And just the way that they are. And I'm not really sure what that's all about. But
they used to be like the biggest cunts ever.
Yeah.
When it came to third parties.
But at least the 3DS is still selling. 51 million.
Yeah, it's like the 3DS family, I guess they call it, of systems sold more than like everything last month.
Yeah, that's nuts. Not quite. I think PS4 actually outsold it.
No. The 3DS stuff.
Oh, no, that was last week, not last month. Yeah, pretty good. So, that was one thing, and then they put out another little blurb, kind of a big fucking deal though. They're working on a new console, which everyone kind of knows because they're always working on a new console. Like, duh. But they pretty much put out an announcement saying, "Hey, we're working on consoles still, just to, I don't know, I guess ease everyone's fears that they might be leaving the console business or something." Was basically what the president said. Like, we just put this out just so everyone knows we're still doing consoles. That the company will be progressing with dedicated video game devices with a passion.
Probably won't see anything until next E3, and if that, it'll be even just tech demos or talking specs, maybe. No actual games, I'm sure.
Like 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Guess. Wow. It'd be basically nothing. Huh? That'll be interesting. We have nothing right now, basically. Just like hey, we're doing a thing.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason they even said anything was because that was all about the mobile stuff, their little thing. And they're like, hey, just so you know, this is not what we're doing permanently. You know,
just want money.
We are still making consoles. We are working on a new console. Don't freak out.
Everybody stay calm.
I imagine their investors are pushing for that as well.
Yeah, they've been pushing for that for a while. Can't blame them. I mean, fuck, Mario on a phone? Come on. Like fucking duh. Pretty much print money with that. So, and then there's this other little interesting article that I just, it's, you know, I don't even know what this game is or really give that much of a shit, but it just seems so bad. The, background on, there's this game called Tempest 2000 that this guy made back in the day at Atari. And he then did, I think he did like a Kickstarter or something for a game that is very similar to it. And he released it. It's been on a bunch of platforms. And Atari has just been going back and forth, fucking harassing him. They sent him a letter from the lawyers recently. And it's just like, it just made me think, like, isn't it just completely fucking ridiculous that some completely unaffiliated bunch of assholes can just buy an entire company and just troll everyone with the IP? Like, they're harassing this guy because the game is too similar. And the guy fucking made the game that they're saying it's too similar to. Like, he fucking made it. It's his game. And just, you know, these assholes that bought the company are just like, you know, steamrolling this guy, trying to, you know, get him to, they want him to sign some agreement saying that he won't make any more of these and that he won't sell it anymore. And he's like, well, I mean, it's already at the end of its life cycle anyway, but I'm not gonna, you know, give away my ability to do ports and stuff. Like, these guys are just being dicks. So I read this and I was like, Jesus. And it's just sad because, like, this isn't like Atari anymore. It's just some fucking company that bought their name. What the hell did they used to be called? I don't remember. Some stupid shit.
Sounds like a terrible name for a company.
Some stupid shit.
LLG.
Oh, Infogrames.
Okay, them. Yeah.
They're still around.
I didn't realize they were still around.
Nope, neither did I until this news popped up.
Well,
holy shit.
They're Atari. They have been for a while. But they're pretty much a big bunch of dick bags. So
yeah, Infogrames, I think, is they're the ones that made
French.
That really shitty Dragon Ball Z game that resulted in that Quake mod getting fucking the cease and desist.
Oh, yeah. Typical bullshit from them, huh?
I remember that.
I'm pretty sure that's the last time I remember hearing about that company.
That's like, what, 10 years old now, probably?
More than that, God. That was like, I was still in high school, so yeah, a little over 10 years.
I think I've actually played that, too.
That mod was amazing. I played it like when they were still working on it.
Yes,
was so fun.
I did play it. That was awesome.
And these assholes made it stop.
Yep.
Fuck them, right? This is why we can't have nice things. No, really, though. It really is why we can't have nice things. Everything is a fucking lawsuit these days.
Well, there's nothing shittier than a cease and desist on a fucking free thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a mod for another game. It's like a fan-made thing. And fucking...
He's not making any fucking money, so fuck off! Jesus! Hire him or something. Fuck.
That's not how the business world works.
Yeah, the business
just
world
because
is
you know
full
the
of
game you're
assholes.
making is shittier than the free one.
Yeah.
Take some fucking clues.
Give that guy some money and fucking use the mod, you dumb fucks.
Yeah.
No, everything's a lawsuit. That's all we have time for. God forbid. So, yeah, this whole story just makes my skin crawl. I hate this kind of shit. Anyway, into other kind of shitty news. The Kojima thing that's been blowing up the past few days. What's going on with that, Kyle?
Okay, so I'm not sure of the specifics because a lot of it's still more rumor mongering than anything, I think. But the sound of it, Kojima will be leaving Konami. There was some sort of power struggle, I guess. I don't know if they were renegotiating contract or something. Apparently, most of the higher ups at Kojima Productions are on contract, I guess, and they're up in December. I think I'd read. And so I don't know if like renegotiation went sour or they just weren't giving them much for what they do. But I guess he's leaving along with most of the senior members of Kojima Productions. Kojima Productions itself is apparently going to be just like completely dissolved. They've already started pulling the Kojima Productions logo off of like Metal Gear like promotional materials, taking Kojima's name off of the stuff. And yeah, it's a whole bunch of dickery going on. Like some of the other stuff that came out about it is apparently Kojima has had his like communications restricted, like as far as like company email and stuff. He supposedly has been barred from attending like media promotions for the game, and you know, all that's really come out officially is just that he's still working on the game. He will be here until the game is done. And, we look forward to making more Metal Gear games, but, no mention of what's going on with him specifically. Even, like, I think even the Twitter feed that they used to use for official Metal Gear stuff was, like, Kojima Pro Live or something like that. And, like, they've switched that now to something else that's, like, not controlled by him. So, yeah, it's like really messed up.
Yeah,
like
Konami's being dickbags.
Pretty much, yeah. Like if he's gonna leave, okay, fine, whatever. He's gonna finish the game, but then like pulling his fucking production company's name off of everything, pulling his name off of everything, that's just a total
pretty
dick
douchey
move.
Plus, like, what the fuck? They're gonna have him leave. What do they even make? They have Castlevania and Metal Gear. That's like it.
Well, they have some sort of
soccer game.
Yeah, Silent Hill, Konami.
Yep.
Yeah,
not
but
that anybody
no
cares,
one gives a fuck about Silent Hill anymore.
That's actually, I kind of wonder.
Outside of Silent Hills.
He was working on one.
Yeah, he was working on that one, so I wonder what's going to happen with that. God.
It's going to suck. That's what's going to happen. So they're fucking dumb to letting him leave. Like, holy shit. You guys should fucking basically run this company because he's the only one over there making them any goddamn money.
It almost makes me wonder, like, if I don't think he did, because I don't see Kojima being this way, but I wonder if he actually did something specific to piss people off.
No,
because this is fucking weird.
It's entirely possible he might have like wanted something more as far as like the company itself goes. Maybe he wanted a better position in the overall company.
Maybe he wanted to
give him one.
Maybe he wanted to finally not make Metal Gear games anymore, like he's wanted since Metal Gear 2.
That's entirely possible too. Is like, okay, I'm really going to stop these now. And they're like, no, you can't stop. And he's like, well, I'm leaving then because I'm really done.
And that sucks.
So that was kind of his, like, the last interview I saw with him before this stuff came out was like him saying, I keep saying I'm going to stop, but the story was never quite done, and with this one it will be done, so I really am done. But it like closes off the whole like loop on the overall story.
Until Konami decides to make their own Metal Gear game and fuck it up.
I mean, who's left at that company after Kojima leaves?
Snake's Revenge 2.
Yeah. I just don't understand what they could do. What a dumb bunch of fucks. They got like gold with this guy and they're gonna let him leave. They're gonna push him out even. The fuck?
Quite possibly. I don't know. There still hasn't been any real word. All the official stuff is just the really generic, PR bullshit you normally see for stuff like this. So
just sucks.
I'm interested if we'll hear anything legitimate about what happened.
So pretty much Metal Gear Solid's done after this.
I doubt we'll hear anything about it until after Metal Gear 5's out or Phantom Pain's out.
Yeah.
If even then, who knows?
So that's fun.
So fuck Konami, basically. That's what I'm saying.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. So that's good times.
Yes.
Definitely waiting to see what happens there. Sad. Either way.
I almost get the feeling like it wasn't like whatever the reason was, it wasn't anything like so dramatic as what we're thinking. It was probably just they wouldn't let him make another Zone of the Enders.
He's like, fine, fuck you then. No, you need to. I bet it would. The most plausible thing does sound like he's just fucking tired of making Metal Gear Solid.
It's been, like 30 fucking years almost.
I wonder how similar it is to Inafune's problems with Capcom.
Maybe. You made one good thing, and they're like, you just do that now, and you do it forever.
Yeah, that seems to be like a trend with like Japanese developers. Like that seems to happen. Like the guy that made Final Fantasy left Square quite a few years ago now.
I don't know though. Inafune didn't seem to actually want to stop making Mega Man. He had an opposite problem.
With him, it was just they didn't want to make Mega Man for some reason, and still apparently don't.
Yeah, so like, you know what? Fuck you guys then. I'll make my own with hookers and blackjack. Yeah. That sucks. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully something good happens.
I'm sure Kojima will be fine.
Yeah.
Kojima-san! We'll go on to make other games. We're going to see a Kickstarter in like 6 months. Just you wait.
I want to make a 2D Metal Gear.
I don't have the rights, so I'm going to call it Metal Fear.
Aluminum cog.
Sprockets.
Titanium sprocket.
And another kind of sad and funny thing. I saw this article about Microsoft is actually still facing a fucking class action suit from when they launched the 360 and it was eating people's discs.
Jesus.
Yeah. This lawsuit has been making its way through the courts for a long time, but I just have to say, the Xbox 360 is one of the most poorly fucking designed consumer devices ever.
Yep.
That thing was an absolute piece of shit. I refused to buy one. I was like, I'm not going to give money for this fucking thing. Even though there was a few games I would have, not minded playing. But I was like, plus Microsoft were complete dickbags that entire generation. So.
Yep. Good old Don Matrick.
The fucking wind knocked out of them. I tell you what, though, with the Xbone, they're like, oh, fuck, what? They fucking pulled the PS3. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Sony had to pull their heads out of their asses, and now Microsoft has to pull their heads out of their asses. So, good. Sometimes you need to get knocked on your ass.
Luckily, I've only had to replace my Xbox 360 once, but if I'm playing it now, that thing sounds like a jet engine taking off every time I turn it on.
That's what it sounds like when it's working. So.
Yeah, when it works, it's
all right,
fucking...
time to play a game. It's achieving liftoff every time you start it. It's leaving the atmosphere. It spits your disc out like a used-up fuel cell.
That would explain the Xbox 360-shaped hole in my ceiling. Wonder how I got there.
Just be glad it wasn't an Xbox-shaped hole to be your whole fucking house.
They didn't actually know what they were doing when they made it, so they had to put time travel into it. That was actually pulling your games from the future.
And they still look like ass.
And they should have looked better, shit.
Jesus, this is the best you can do? What the fuck?
I'd say it was a good future.
The future sucks.
It was a terrible future where gaming progress stalled forever.
That's why Kojima left. He saw the future and was like, no, I must leave and save this.
I won't be a part of this. Goddamn shit. Yeah. So, I laughed when I saw this. I'm gonna be honest. I laugh at Microsoft's misfortune. It makes me happy. I like seeing them get their ass kicked once in a while because they're such douchebags. Yep. I might own an Xbone, but they're still douchebags.
Their gaming division's gotten a lot better over the last year, but...
Yeah, well, it's still got a lot of ways to go.
Taking them long enough.
They'll probably at least catch up to Sony in terms of being enormous assholes, so at least that's somewhere. Because, Sony's not perfect either. by any stretch.
No.
Microsoft, though, has, like, the fucking lockdown on being douchey, though. We'll see what happens with this lawsuit. They'd already had to, contend against the guy that said it was, the overheating issues. I wonder what happened with that one. It's such a piece of shit. Everyone pretty much knows they did that so they could rush it out before Sony rushed theirs out. And it showed. 360 was a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, they had all that shit with the, where they had to spend, like, what was it, like, almost $1 billion to extend the warranty for a couple more years.
That might have been because of the overheating thing, actually.
Yeah, well, I know it was, like, related to the whole Red Ring of Death thing.
Yeah. And I remember I read an article that their fucking yields from the first ones were, like, terrible. Like, 1 out of 8 Xboxes actually worked, or just something fucking crazy. I just don't understand why you keep pushing when it's that bad. Like, just fucking wait. Is it worth a fucking disaster just to make a date? They still sold a bunch, so I guess.
Apparently it did help.
It sucks because it's like at that point it's too fucking late. You've already bought it, once launch happens and you're waiting in line. You're fucked at that point. Anyway, so some happy news. Since our last little podcast, GTA heists came down from heaven. An empty rage quit.
Like I do everything else. Fuck you. I'm out.
I was going to say, you're surprised?
User disconnected.
It's been fun, though. Except that, it's... Here's the thing. We've done a couple heist things, but then we get distracted doing bullshit. Okay, there's 2 things going on. One, it's impossible to play GTA without getting distracted and driving your car through a fucking, school or whatever it is that you want to do. 2, connection issues were horrid for the first few days.
But they issued a stability patch.
Yeah. 3, the stability patch did jack shit.
Yep.
And 4, the fucking load times. Oh my god. Just to fucking... there'd be times I'd be sitting there for like 3 fucking minutes because we'd finished doing a mission and it'd bump us all out to sessions. And well, I might add, we were in the same session when we started, and when we got bumped out after the mission, we were all in different ones for no reason. And it would all take us like different amount of times to get in, and I just... the online, it's not there yet.
When it works, it's a hell of a lot of fun, though.
It is. And we give Destiny shit for being kind of uninspired at times, but at least the fucking servers work. I have had hardly any problems with connection in Destiny. And GTA's made me want to pull my fucking hair out. But it is fun.
Yeah. I posted about it in the topic on our message board, but in case people listen that aren't on the message board, I was playing with a couple friends last night. And one of the funniest things like I'd ever done in any game ever happened. Like, I forget exactly what the circumstances were, but one of my friends wanted to get into a boat, and it was only a 2-seater boat. So the two friends got on the seats before I can get into it. But there was like room for me to stand on the back of it, so I thought I'd stand there for a while. They'd drive around and whatnot. But like when it's driving around, like you're not anchored to the floor. So like if they take a turn too sharp, you can fly off the thing. So like I turned to the guy in the passenger seat, shot him in the head, threw his dead body overboard, and took a seat. I could not stop laughing for a good 5 minutes. It was fucking hilarious. It was the funniest shit I've ever done. I loved it.
One of the things to do, we went to take our fucking Anchorman picture.
Yes.
And Nick goes, all right, are we done? Yep. Turns around and immediately beats me to death with a bat. Because he's a piece of shit.
He is. He really is.
It took 1 hit to kill me with a bat. He hit me in like the stomach. He just like, all right. Dead. Didn't even have a chance to fucking react.
I think like, I have video of that. I think I have video of that.
You probably would, you asshole.
Oh, come on, it was funny.
Giggled like a fucking girl. He dead.
You should have heard me when I threw his dead body off the boat. I was in tears. I was laughing so hard. Oh, it was hilarious.
Well,
good, he deserved it.
I was in chat with them when they were playing, and like all I hear is like, the one guy's like describing what they're doing half the time, and Like you guys had like some huge like fucking military grade like tank type thing. One person's driving.
Oh
and the
yeah,
other person's
Mike has that vehicle with the fucking like Gatling gun on top.
Yeah,
yeah, we did that last night.
MP's like riding on the top of it, shirtless with a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like,
just shooting police helicopters down, shooting any players that got in the way. It was so much fun.
In real life.
No. That's why I have that game, so I can do that. That's fun.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Heists are fucking fun.
I like how it's not just like a quick mission too. It's like they're actually very different tasks you have to do.
Yeah. And really, just all of GTA Online. It's fun as fuck to play GTA Online with friends.
Yep.
One thing that sucks is heists are only for 4 people. But as far as I know, the rest of the free roaming game shit you can play with like some ungodly number of people, like 32 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 32.
That's fucking awesome.
I think one of the best parts about that is like the whole world is available to you. You're not having to go load into different zones and whatnot. If one player is like on the very south end of the map, so you can have 8 players in the very north of the map, and they can still like interact with each other and whatnot.
Yeah, and that might be why some of the session loading times are so terrible. But
yeah, maybe.
Still, they need to work on that. But yeah, it is a ton of fun. What have you been doing, Kyle?
Not playing GTA 5.
Loser.
Like I said, somebody buys it for me, I'll consider playing it.
Go buy it for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's never gonna happen. Not
Use
ever.
that money I saved you on your computer.
The fact that I'm like even willing to play it shows how much I enjoy playing games with you guys.
What's wrong with you?
Loser.
It. Yeah, I know. I probably need help, but
probably.
No, me, I've had a bit of an adventure this past week or so because, like, I had ordered Final Fantasy Type 0 because I'm crazy, as before mentioned.
The word is masochist.
But anyways, like, literally the day before it arrived, my fucking PS4 disk drive shit out on me. So I get it, and I can't play it. So that was fun. Luckily, the Final Fantasy 15 demo was a download code, so I was able to play that until I could get the thing replaced. That was interesting. I'm not really sure what I was expecting from the game, honestly.
Something
It's
good?
been in development for like 10 years. No, it was good. Like, there wasn't anything wrong with it. Honestly, like, it was fun. It was, like, a lot of the stuff they did in it was really cool. The combat system was really weird to get used to, because, especially coming out of a Final Fantasy game, like, real-time battle system kind of throws you off.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I saw where I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. I might actually want to try this.
But it's like getting used to the targeting and like the flow of combat and stuff was there's a bit of a learning curve to it at first. But just the feel of the game was really nice. It's really big open areas, so they obviously learned from the outrage at the narrow hallways nonstop throughout the entire game that 13 had. Oh, yeah, just huge open area. The only thing that really threw me off about it was when you kill things, you get experience, but the experience doesn't actually like commit to your character until you like rest at like a campsite, and then it'll tally all the experience you've earned killing things and like level you up and all that. Which is, feels weird, but I guess it's really not that different than if you were to, be playing like an older Final Fantasy game and not save and die. You're not going to keep any of that shit that you learned in the first place. So I guess it's not too different. Visually, the game looks great. Like the monsters and stuff are really good looking. Like through the main thing of the demo that you're doing is you have to actually hunt down a behemoth, and if you've played any Final Fantasy game, those things are freaking huge, and it is like you're about the size of its paw. But you have to actually hunt it down and like try to like kill it, and it fucking just stomps your ass the first time you find it, and you have to run away from it, which was probably the hardest part of the whole fucking thing. Then you come back later after you find a summon and just torch its ass. And the summon was like one of the most impressive things I've seen in a Final Fantasy game ever. Like, it's this huge thing that just like appears and fucking picks you up, and then just like you pretty much create a small fucking like environmental disaster to kill the thing. And like after it's done, like you can actually see like the char marks on the ground and the rocks and everything from like what it did, and the body of the thing that you kill is like charred and burnt. So like graphically, the thing is really impressive. Combat was fun, hard to get used to, but doesn't seem like too big of a deal. And then there's the game that the demo came with, Final Fantasy Type 0.
Crackdown? Oh.
That game, it's okay, I guess. It's hard to tell because I can't play it for more than an hour at a time without getting a headache. The camera is the most horrendous thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
It's like MT was saying on the forums, he watched a video of somebody playing it and he couldn't watch it for long.
That blurring effect is ungodly horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell the game is a PSP port, first and foremost. There's just like little things here and there that's like you can tell that it was on some shitty fucking handheld. It's I can get past that, honestly, but that motion blur is just makes me sick to my stomach sometimes. And it's not like a gradual thing. It's like, if you're running around and you don't touch the right analog stick to move the camera, you can kind of put up with it. But if you touch it even a little bit, the thing fucking just zips by and fucking everything blurs except your character. And like it's, the point of being able to move the camera is to look at things, not look at things. Like you cannot see shit when you use it.
Some shooters do that on PC, and I end up having to fucking turn that off. That motion blur. Some games like do it way too much.
Yeah, and this does not have a fucking option, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no settings at all.
Like this is
it's a console game.
One of the first times where it's like, this game could be fun. They need to patch it now and fix this, and then it could be a great game when I can see it.
I wonder if the reviews said something like that.
I know, like, I saw a thing on, like, I think it was just like a forum post on Giant Bomb. Like, everybody was complaining about it. I don't know if anybody's mentioned it specifically, like, news outlet-wise, though. I really hope they do, though. I really hope that gets to Square and they do something about it, because I really think I could enjoy the game. Like, the story is pretty interesting so far, kind of hard to follow.
This is funny. I had to say this before the Kotaku article had, take some Dramamine. You'll need it before you move the camera around.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, God. But yeah, like the story is interesting. Like as far as like a Final Fantasy game goes, it's pretty dark. It's really bloody. Like the thing starts off with like this huge fucking war starting, and like people are just like being stabbed and shot to death, and like within the first 5 minutes of the game, like you get to witness like the saddest thing you'll probably ever see in a Final Fantasy game, which is like a guy in a chocobo like dying, laying there in the street. So story-wise, it seems like it has a lot of potential, but I don't know that I'll be able to get through the goddamn thing. So, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hey, another choice phrasing about the camera. It's the camera that serves as Type Zero's HD's worst technological offense. Disorienting is not strong enough of a word. Trying to control Type Zero's camera is like trying to read a book while riding a roller coaster. And as you roam through the cities and battlefields of Orients, you'll have to grit your teeth and deal with the nausea of a camera that just won't get out of your way.
Pretty much, yeah, that sounds about right. Because if you even try to make like a minor adjustment, like just tip it up a little bit so you can see in front of you a little better, it's just like
I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, exactly. It's so unfortunate. Like, and it's really impressive for the rest of the game to feel pretty decent, and then for that to be just so bad, it's honestly making me consider not playing it again. Like when something so simple as the camera can like cause that much trouble, you have to wonder how it made it that far. Like who is playing this and going, yeah, this feels good. I like this.
It was great. I like this. I like that if I barely touch the stick, it goes 180 degrees around. It's great.
Or even just like the motion blur. Like honestly, if the thing, like from what I've heard, the thing doesn't even run at 60 frames per second. It's a goddamn PSP game. How does it not run at 60 FPS on the PS4? Like, what did they do?
Lazy part.
That honestly could possibly fix the problem. Maybe it wouldn't blur as bad. I don't know if the motion blur is something intentional that they put in, and if they did, stop. But
yeah, or just turn it off. I've never found that to be a feature that engrosses me in the experience. Yet so many games just feel like they have to have motion blur, and I fucking hate it. Always. It's never good, ever. Ever. Please stop.
I really hope that was some sort of like technical screw up and not like an artistic decision in terms of this game. I really hope so.
Only time will tell. Anyway, I think that's about it. You guys playing anything else, or pretty much
Not really. Playing through Metal Gear Solid 3 again for fun. About it.
Yeah, I still got to play through my HD collection. I should do that. All right. Well, with that, we will end this show. Pain stops, finally. Thank you for joining us, Kyle.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, Flanders.
You're welcome.
I was hoping I'd be right-a-reno, neighbor.
Couldn't think of what he would say, so...
I knew
terrible,
fuck you
Flanders.
wasn't it, though, so I...
No. Yeah. I knew what not to say.
Alrighty. The usual spiel. Our Facebook is The Center Network and also Does This Game Suck? Our Twitter handle, which I can never seem to remember, I think is Does Game Suck?
Yes.
Ha 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 ha. Yes. I know. There's no room for the on the internet. And I think
Or this.
and our website is thecenternetwork.com/forum for a forum and doesthisgamesuck.com for our actual website. Thank you for joining us.
Toodles.
See ya.